ahead and get started. How's everyone doing tonight? All right. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your busy lives to come out and join us for our Spring 2017 Coach Meeting. This meeting is for our Arrowhead Elementary School location, which is starting on April 1st. So hope you guys are excited as we are to get back on the field. How many first-time coaches do we have tonight? Awesome. That's what we like to see. That's why we hold these meetings, because I get tired of kind of repeating myself. I love our returning coaches, but I feel bad sometimes. They hear my story all over again, and it's not a whole lot of new information every time, but it's great to see your returning coaches support us and come on out. So before we get started, guys, I have a quick little video sort of introduction that I like to play, so we'll go ahead and give that a whirl.
We've been coming to I-9 for a year now, and I like it because the practices are on the same day as the game. It's very organized, and you know what to expect time and time again, and season again.
Hi, my name is Brent. I coach iOS 10, which is basically 5-, 6-year-old, 7-year-olds youth soccer. I9 is awesome because we really enjoy it just as parents, watching the kids really focus on themselves and us not necessarily having such a competitive spirit, but being more focused on just the kids enjoying themselves and having a good time.
Today's sportsmanship value for our medals is going to be about being a good teammate. Does anyone have a really quick example of being a good teammate?
Like a sportsmanship.
That's a good basketball example. What about in real life? What about being a good teammate? How about when you help your parents clean the kitchen? You're on a team in your family, right? So coaches and I are going to be looking for really good teammates today. That means I should see a ton of passes. Ton of good passes, tons of talking on offense and defense. Hey, I got my man. I got your man. Go, drop the back. Very good, very good.
We've made a lot of great friends just through this community. We've got some lifelong friends now. We've got kids that are always wanting to be on the same team year after year, and I9 accommodates that. They allow us to be able to have the buddy system with the teams so that we can choose what teams we want to be on the next year if we've played with other kids before, and it allows us to really create good relationships. I love I9. I'm going to be back next season. See ya.
1, 2, 3, hard work! Go, go! Give a big group hug. Come here. Come here, guys. Come on. I'm not gonna cry, but y'all gonna make me cry. Come here. Come here. Loud as we can. I9 football on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I9 football!
All right, so that just gives you kind of an overview of what we're about, sort of from start to finish of the program. We put that together about a few seasons ago. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. All right. All right, so before we get started, we'll do some introductions. My name is Aaron Finger. I'm the program director. I run I9 Sports out in the greater Phoenix area. We have about 11 or 12 locations now. So I'll show you a map here in a second. To my right, this is Will Lofton. You'll hear from him a little bit later tonight to talk about our coach expectations. He's our lead instructor. His main responsibilities is kind of overseeing, the quality of the programs, the coaching. He wrote a lot of the practice plans, or most all the practice plans that you guys will get on a bi-weekly basis, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And you'll see him hopefully on Saturdays out there, kind of floating around as well, talking to some of our instructors, introducing himself to some of you guys as well. and just making sure our programs are running well, bouncing between the different locations. Same with myself. In the back there, you guys might have met Connor. He's our other program director. He operates the Goodyear Awatuki franchise in the Tempe one as well. But obviously, kind of jack of all trades, helps out when needed, and we kind of all work together as a team. Our site managers for Arrowhead this season, we have Allie and James over here, so they're going to be at the tent every Saturday when you guys check in. Checking in every week is a big part of the role because you'll get your sportsmanship medals, which we'll talk about, and we can help you out with questions about fields and things like that. As far as instructors, we have Brian here, who's our basketball instructor. Anybody else I'm missing? Caitlin as our new t-ball instructor. Sorry, I didn't recognize you with the shirt. So she'll be helping out with t-ball this season as well. So we started I-9 Sports out in this area about 4 years ago. Our first location was in North Phoenix. My background before this sports thing was in the movie business. I worked on films like Sin City, Tron Legacy, Thor. Most recently was Penguins in Madagascar. I worked for DreamWorks Animation for about 3 years. I lived in India and managed a team out there. After 15 years in the film business, kind of got tired of it. I had a 3-year-old at the time living in India, and my wife was pregnant again, so DreamWorks wanted us to move to Shanghai to work on Kung Fu Panda 3, and I just decided to end the stint there and kind of settle, plant the roots. It gets crazy with the schedules, and I was never really seeing the family or the kids, so kind of was the opposite of what I was hoping. But awesome movies, and loved working. I love my time there. Still passionate about all the movies. You'll see we do a lot of free screenings. I hooked up with a local advertising agency here, and you'll get some emails out. We do a bunch of screenings that we kind of share with our members. So I try to stay involved as much as I can with the film business. But started this again 4 years ago. I have now a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old who are both in the program, and it's been a fun ride. We started with about 150 kids, one location back in winter 2014, and last season I think we're biggest yet was about 1,800 kids, so amongst all the 11, 12 locations. So it's growing. We're seeing a lot of repeats. Our renewal rates are increasing, so it's all good stuff. It's kind of hard to read. That's kind of the general map of where we're at here. So kind of stems from North Phoenix, like Carefree Highway. We're at a school at Ridgeline over there, all the way to Awatuki, and then Avondale, Tempe. We're looking at possibly another location out in Levine in the fall or the spring or winter of next season. But pretty much it. There's one other franchise owner that has the Queen Creek, Gilbert area. So there's just the two of us now, which is kind of nice. Probably the biggest question that we get on all these meetings, and that's why we start with this slide first, is you guys should have all got your preliminary rosters. Raise your hand. Yes, maybe, no? No? Maybe? Should have got an email with rosters hopefully last night. If not, that's our bad. You'll have them for sure. By Friday they'll be published, but we'll send you preliminary ones right now. Connor will do that while we're talking. But a lot of times we get the question of, hey, I signed up to be an assistant coach. I'm the only name listed on my roster. Explain that. So explanation of that is, yes, you are the only assistant coach that signed up to be on your team. But don't worry, rest assured we have our staff instructors for every sport that will help you all the way through, if not run your practice for you if that's what you like. So, just in the fall of this year, we opened up kind of the head coach option, which is that first one there, which assumes, you've been a repeat coach with us, guys like Tony and Jason here. They've been coaching a long time, so, we'll run like a brief, 5 to 8 minutes, and then the coaches will kind of take it over and run what they want to do for practice, because they've coached a bunch of seasons with us, they've coached before in the past. They want to be a head coach, which is awesome, we want more of that. But a lot of people that sign up to be an assistant coach just want to help out and be out there with their kid on the field and making some lasting impressions, which is great. But they may have never played the sport, they may have never coached the sport, or not comfortable. And that's why we have a staff instructor, which is a little bit different from other leagues out there like NYS and things like that. It's just you as the coach. There's no support. So all of our staff have experience coaching and have been in that sport for some time, so they can always assist you, help along the way. We will send out practice plans, so you'll have the material. I always tell you guys up front that it could happen that something happens with the staff. It's happened many times. I always try to find a sub to come in. Will's always kind of floating around there as well. But it could happen that you might be alone that day running it. But we send out those weekly practice plans, and rest assured, it's not brain surgery or anything like that. It's basic fundamentals we're teaching. Anybody can pick up the practice plan and go for it and feel comfortable. So hopefully, the first couple weeks we get the flow of it, and then you feel more comfortable on it. But again, if you don't feel comfortable and you want an instructor to run the practice for you, that's what they're there for. So Arrowhead this season, we have 8 teams of basketball, we have 6 teams of t-ball, 14 teams of soccer, 6 teams of flag football, 2 teams of cheer. Our schedule is going to range from 9 o'clock till 1:15, which is our last senior group. The blackout date for this season is going to be that Easter weekend, so Saturday, April 15th. Don't show up because you'll nobody be there. And our picture day this season is going to be on week 3 on the 22nd. So this is the overall kind of field layout. We're going to have 2 senior basketball, so we'll be operating on this court over here as well as the middle court for the senior basketball. But otherwise, we have our 4 soccer fields, which turn into big ones for our juniors and seniors. We run this way, and then we have out there. Our cheer program operates kind of front and center. So what's different about I-9 Sports than other leagues? Our 3 primary core principles is fun, safety, convenience. Number 1 is fun. If the kids aren't smiling when they leave the field, we're not doing our job. So that's always number 1 for us. Safety, so with the fun aspect, we have the buddy request system. We always honor the buddy request as much as we can. Safety, for flag football and basketball, we require mouth guards. For soccer, we require shin guards. We do sell those at the field on opening day, so if you guys don't have time to get one, we sell the sock-style shin guards, the real small, comfortable mouthpieces that are not the huge, bulky ones that you have to boil and stuff like that. So for your convenience, we have those available for you. We have a strict concussion policy, so we follow the when in doubt, sit them out. If you see kind of kids too bang heads or whatnot, let's sit them out for the rest of the game, make sure they get checked out and everything's cool for that next week. And then convenience, this location, it's all practicing games on the same day, once a week on Saturdays. No midweek practices, that fits your schedule. Everyone's got busy working schedules, multiple kids, it's hard to juggle around. That's why we have the 1 day a week thing. It makes it easy for everybody. So the 2 emails that you'll get throughout the season, the one to the right is our bi-weekly practice plan that I talked about. So this will have for every sport, cheer, t-ball, basketball, football, soccer, 2 weeks worth of practice plans. So the first one that'll come out next Tuesday you'll get is weeks 1 and 2. It'll talk about the sportsmanship values that we're going to be going over. The first week we don't do any sportsmanship topics. We start that on week 2, just because week 1 with opening day and jerseys and all that stuff is a bit hectic. But these are great emails, a lot of great resources in them. They have, stretching things you can do, the practice plans that are all kind of broken out by time, and also some coach cues, things to look out for as we progress throughout the season, what to focus on, where to address things. On the left is our weekly newsletter. So that's an email that all the parents in the program will get every Wednesday. Our site managers will be going around the field every week, taking pictures. You guys that can't be out there, doing the selfies and stuff. So we take care of that for you. So we go around taking pictures. All the fields usually spend about a minute per field during the practice and game. So we get some nice shots of you and your kids out there coaching, and some other cool shots of other parents and kids on the program. So we'll post those to our private SmugMug account. That's a private site. You guys are welcome to download the photos. There's no charge or anything like that. Share them, post them on social media. We're always big at social media, so if you guys hashtag I9 Sports, or you can find me on Facebook there and tag me. It's always good to spread the love around. We will always tell the parents what the sportsmanship value topic is, so that way when Johnny gets the medal, he runs out the field all excited, and Mom says, "Hey, what'd you get that medal for?" He says, "I don't know." at least you guys will know what he got it for, so he can say, oh, you got it for taking turns, so I want to see good taking turns this week. So when your brother, wants to play the game first, make sure to take turns and let him have a chance. So we want to reinforce these values at home, at school, kind of promote them. If they get the medal, it's a big deal to your kid. It's a huge deal. They love the medals. They wear them to school. They put them under their pillow. I see people all around kind of town walking around wearing the medals. It's really cool. So it's a big aspect. There's only one. Everyone throughout the end of the season will get one, and just celebrate that moment because it's a pretty cool thing for them. And then I'll also have important updates, picture day, different reminders, lost and found. If you guys leave things below, make sure to check that newsletter because we always take a picture of any lost items and post it there as well, so we have it. All right, now we'll get into our Jamboree Week 1 stuff. So we asked you guys to arrive 30 minutes early on opening day. The schedule is already built in to say 15 minutes, so just come in 15 minutes on that. Your schedule online when you see it on Friday. It'll say come at 8:45 for you guys. We ask you guys to come at 8:30 on opening day just to give yourself enough time to get through that check-in process, get acquainted with the fields and whatnot, meet some of your staff instructors. So we have a big canopy, as you saw in the video. That's where you guys will check in. On opening day, those of you guys that are here tonight and watching the video at home, you guys don't need to check in with us on opening day. Don't start forming a line. It's a really simple process. We got it pretty easy dialed in throughout the seasons now. We have a big sports sign that you'll see out on the field. These big signs with a stake. Over there you'll have little yard signs on the ground with your team number. So just go ahead and find your team sign, and that's all you really need. So you'll have all the information. You'll find your coach's bag, which will have your team number on it. So just double check to make sure your bag is actually your team number. Sometimes they get shuffled around, so don't go digging in the bag and it's the wrong team number. You'll be confused that you don't see your name or your kid's name on there. So always check the number on the bag. You'll be able to pull out your name tag as well as your coach shirt. So you guys can go ahead and slip those on. We have restrooms at the facility that if you need to change into them, that's a good time to do it. Another reason why we have you come a little bit early. Change in your coach shirt so that you're easily identifiable to the parents as the coach, and definitely the name tags help and go a long way. A lot of times we see coaches kind of lose these and forget them along the seasons. Do your best to keep them. If you don't feel comfortable holding on to them, we'll hold on to them and we'll put them in your medals bag each week so you don't have to worry about it. We'll give it to you on the field, and that way the kids can recognize you, the parents can recognize you. It just makes it a little bit easier. Next thing you'll find in your coach's bag is going to be your roster. So your rosters will have obviously all your players' names on it. It'll tell you what field you are, and it'll also tell you what color jersey you are. The jerseys will be flipped. They're reversible jerseys. They will be flipped to the appropriate color for you on opening day, so you don't have to worry about flipping jerseys or anything like that. Weeks 2 through, on, check your schedule because it'll tell you if you're Navy or this season we're actually going to be silver and white. So check your schedule. That way you're showing up in the right color and everything's ready to go. We're not spending a lot of time flipping jerseys around during practice. Go ahead and just take out your roster. We have a supply of pen in the bag as well. You guys can just start checking off kids as they come. Don't worry about handing out the jerseys just yet. Wait till you have about 75% of the kids on your roster checked off, and then go ahead and make your way out to the field. Have your kids sit down and then start handing out the jerseys. The main reason for that is, these signs are low on the ground, and so if you're down there flipping through jerseys and whatnot, the parents come in, you're probably blocking the team sign, they don't know where they're going, it just creates a lot more confusion. So just stand up, they can see the sign, they can see you, they can meet you as they come, and just makes the process a lot easier. We're also going to have the picture packets. Usually we hand them out the week before, but we're actually going to hand them out, the opening day. So that's a good thing to take out as well, your picture packets. That way when parents come, just hand them a picture packet and they're squared away. So when you guys have 75% of the kids, you make your way out to the field. We also have name tags for all the kids. We do this just on opening day. And so one thing I like to recommend is when you're handing out the jersey, write down the number of the jersey on your roster next to the player's name. That way, when they take their name tag off on week 2, you can remember at least number 14 was James and number 13 was Allie. And these name tags, so you'll notice that they have stars below them. This corresponds to how many seasons they've actually played with us before. So it lets you know, over here you have Cole that's played 3 seasons versus Shane, it's his first season. So obviously the people with the more stars, they know the program, they've been in it before, they're going to be a lot easier, to handle. They know the drill. So it makes it easier just to kind of identify them as well. Very important, as you're passing out jerseys and writing them down and whatnot, have your kids come up with a team name. Nobody wants to be called the TO2s all season, I promise you. So we got the Fireball Ninjas, the Pikachus, the Rocketeers, a lot of fun names, or the Suns. The Monster Trucks, right, good, yeah, Monster Trucks is a good one. Come up with 2 team names because everyone wants to be the Cardinals and the Suns. So you have your first choice and second choice. Go ahead and just write those down on the roster. Before you guys leave at the end of the day, 2 things you have to remember. Number 1, tell us your team name so we can write it down in our book, and that way we don't have to bug you. Number 2, hand in your coach's bag. You don't need those anymore. It's just to have the supplies for opening day. Go ahead and turn those in. We reuse them every season, and they'll be ready to go for the next season. While you guys are out on the field, doing your thing, coming up with your team names, that's going to be you guys over there. And over here on the bottom picture, you'll see our staff talking to the parents. So we like to, we'll hold our staff will have a brief parent meeting, kind of a 3 to 5 minute version of this meeting, and kind of just go over the basic things, the blackout dates, the picture dates, our surveys, things like that. And once they're done, by that time all the jerseys should be read over. Our instructors will head back over to the field and we'll start the practice. So all that stuff happens. We ask the parents to come 15 minutes early and during that check-in process, so we like to start our programs right out on the scheduled time every week. Getting into week 2, we talked about the sportsmanship values. So again, each week you guys will get the sportsmanship topic. It'll be in that, you'll have the bi-weekly, so you'll have the sportsmanship topics. Give them a read just so you know what we're talking about. In the past, we used to have you guys as coaches do the sportsmanship lessons, but we've kind of, over the years, discovered that some coaches forget to do it, some coaches do it at the end, some coaches don't do it at all. So it's a very important part of our program, and we take it serious. That way, going forward, we've kind of had our staff just deliver that sportsmanship. You heard in the video, that was Will talking. You saw the coach in the background. He's talking to the kids. You guys are obviously, I like to have the volunteer coaches kind of stand by the instructor. If you have input, examples, things like that you want to say, that's the time to do it, chime in. It's not supposed to be a one-way street. It's just that we ensure it gets done before practice. That way we can be reinforcing those lessons throughout the practice, throughout the game. And then when you guys go at the end of your game, you'll be awarding your medals out to your players. You'll know who is showing the best job, paying attention or taking turns that week. So I forgot to mention, weeks 2 through 7 for you guys, you'll be coming 15 minutes early, and that is to check in with us, to pick up your sportsmanship medal. So each week, please remember to stop by the canopy, come grab your medals. We'll help you keep track of it. Another way that we really keep track of it is by, we usually have a sign you kind of saw down there on the bottom there. Whoever gets the medal, send it back to our canopy. We'll take a picture with the sign. That way they have a really cool picture, memory of the player, kind of growing up through the seasons, if you're playing with us multiple seasons. And also we record down the names there, so come week 5 when you're like, I think I've given out 8, I don't know who's left, we'll help you tell you who's left. So that way it just makes it easier, you're not really worried about it. Online there is like a virtual medal thing you can award to help keep track of it that way as well. That's another option for you. So that's week 2, sportsmanship value lessons. At the end of the game, we usually like to have both teams line up. It's kind of a must, actually. Both teams line up, shake hands, always end the game. Good game, good game, good game. And then you guys can always end your team with the hands in the middle, go Suns or whatever it is. And then you can award the medals, or award the medals first and then do the team break. And then they can go off and get their snacks and whatnot. Cool. Alright, so picture day we kind of touched on a little bit, so it's going to be week 3 again. You guys will hand out the packets on opening day. Make sure you guys to do that. Don't leave them in the bags, hand them out. There'll also be some coach forms in there for you. Go ahead and take those home, fill them out. Part of our program, by volunteering, we give you guys a free coach kid picture, and that's kind of our courtesy thank you for helping us out there in the field, and it gives you a nice lasting memory with your child out there, and it's a fun picture. So we use a company called Portrait Effects. You might be saying, why is that guy standing in front of a green screen? Well, that's my background in the movies. What they do is they shoot everybody individually in front of a green screen, and then they make a digital composite at the end. So it creates a nice team photo where everyone's wearing the right color jersey, no one's looking away, no one's picking their nose, everyone's looking in the right direction. They have, superimpose a cool background on there, so they have a lot of cool options as far as, things other than pictures, novelty items and whatnot. If you got tons of pictures and you want a mug or a calendar or things like that, they have every kind of novelty item you can think of. We'll be sending out the picture schedule a week before picture day, so that Monday you'll get an email. We'll send out a reminder on Friday as well. And the email will have the online gallery, so if you guys order online, and also you'll get like a free luggage tag that comes with it, which is kind of a cool thing. So I recommend doing that. If you guys do order online, just print out your receipt and bring that on opening day, and then you'll be kind of squared away. Very important on picture day. A lot of people will say, we have tons of pictures. I'm not going to buy pictures, but very important. A lot of people just want to get a team photo. So if nobody from your team or only 2 people on your team, imagine this picture with only 2 kids on it. It doesn't make a really fun team picture. So please encourage all of your families, all your parents, to take the picture even if they're not buying it. We like to, talk about that on opening day. That's another thing we'll kind of tell the parents. Our instructors will tell them. But definitely make sure they take the picture so you have a nice team photo that's full and good memory for the whole team there. All right. I think that's about it on picture day. Yeah, so we'll send out the picture schedule. Pictures are always a little bit earlier, so one thing that's really important as well, if your picture time is at 8 o'clock, but your normal scheduled practice time is at 9, we're going to start your practice at 8:30 that day. So again, we're going to update the website, so you'll have a link on it. You'll have a hyperlink to your picture time. Make sure to check the revised scheduled time, because we've had a lot of people in the past show up at their regular time saying, I'm not going to take a picture, and I don't care if he's in the team photo, but then they're going to miss practice because they're showing up at 9 o'clock when they actually should have been showing up at 8:30. So very important to check that, and just remind big parents, check the schedule. We're big on parent communication. You guys can do as little or as much as you want to. This is a good parent communication. There's an easy tool on the website to message your team. Hey parents, our picture time is at 8:45. Remember to get there. Remember to take your picture if you're not buying them. So we make it easy to send messages and whatnot. Week 3 is a standard practicing game. Week 4 is our survey week, so you'll get a survey from a company called Listen 360. It's not I9 Sports, so shows up with a big dial pad on the email. Basically 1 through 10. You've probably got these surveys before from other companies out there, but we take it very serious. Every season we look through them, we read through every comment. We like to be the green guys on the left. We don't like to be the red guys on the right. Anything less than a 7, for us is a bad review. It shows up in my inbox as negative review for finger, which I don't like to see. But nonetheless, it happens, and we try to address it all the time that we can. We've learned a lot of good things from the feedback in the past, and I always like to say, don't wait till week 3 or 4 when the surveys come out to let us know that there's an issue on the field. If there's a kid on the team that's always bossing around and it's making you grumpy, or if there's a dog that's barking, then we don't allow dogs on the field anyway, so there shouldn't be a dog. But just anything that we can fix, let us know right away, so you don't wait till surveys and be like, I'm really mad. I'm going to give you a 0 out of 10 because I'm unhappy. So let us know so we can try to fix it and earn your guys repeat business and keep you guys happy with the program and get good reviews. It also helps our staff out as well. So they'll be reminding you about that. Week 5, standard practicing game. Week 6 is our Coach Appreciation Day, so you guys will get an email. Well, we're going to be sending the emails out, I think, on week 4 this season, just as a thank you. You guys could very easily be out on the sidelines, on your phones, Instead, you're out there with your kids, helping other kids succeed in life through sports, encouraging them, being positive role models. That's what we like to see. We greatly appreciate it. We couldn't have a program without you guys. So with our program, every season you coach, you get $10 off, up to $50. So it makes, I think, like a $80 registration, or even less if you get up to 50. So we like to have you keep coming back. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. You build relationships with the kids. They like to request you every season because they had a great experience with you. So it just makes a good, fun environment. And then the Thursday before May 18th, or May 18th is the pizza party. So that's the Thursday before the last Saturday. I think we finished on the 20th. We'll be back here at Peter Piper. A couple things on the pizza party. Let's see, where are we? So on week 5, you guys will be getting a packet like this. Inside that packet, you'll have flyers for the party. So on week 5, we ask that you hand out all the flyers to your parents. There'll also be these free 10 token MVP awards. We ask that you guys just bring those home, keep them in your packet, bring them home, fill them out, and then you can hand those out the following Saturday, because then that Thursday is when the pizza party is. Every kid will have these and have some fun with the games. Just like tonight, it's not just the token games for the party. Peter Piper, we have a dedicated host, reserved tables. They'll be doing fun games with the kids throughout the night. We'll be doing raffles and stuff like that. So it is a fundraiser for us. We use that money to go back into our scholarship program. I think we've already put 3 kids this season in that couldn't afford it in. So we try to help out as much as we can, get as many kids into sports as possible that want to be involved in the program. So your participation in that Peter Piper party helps us out all the way, helps other families out. So we thank you. For that party, very important, if you guys are not going to be there, let your team know that you guys won't be there, because we get a lot of parents coming in here lined up. Where's my coach? Looking around. There's no communication. Again, parent communication, we're big on it. Let your parents know, hey guys, I won't be there, but we got this great deal. They do a $44 3 extra large pizzas that'll feed the entire team and the families. If everyone pitches in $3, we can get this deal. They have a token deal as well, 300 tokens. So if you guys aren't going to be there, you can at least pool the money or ask the parents how many people are coming, and just sort of be the liaison to collect that money. And that way, you can elect some person to, here's the money everyone collected, buy the team a pizza. Reserve a table. This is a great location. It's got lots of table space. I recommend reserving a table. That way you guys will have a free ice cream eating contest. And when your parents arrive, you guys will have a table ready to go for you. So communicate and try to just spearhead that for us, and just avoid confusion down the line, and we'll get a good participation rate from that. All right. And the week 7, our final practice game, you guys would have saw that video, the kids running through the tunnel. It's a fun day. Instead of coming to the field and collecting your sportsmanship medals, you guys will pick up a bag full of your participation medals. So everybody at the end of the season will get, by week 6, you guys should have given out all your sportsmanship medals, because on week 7, everyone's going to get a participation medal. That means if you have 10 players on your team, there's going to be some weeks that we're going to give you 2 or 3 medals to give out. So that way by week 6, everyone's got one. And then week 7, you're just giving everyone a participation medal. For the team, for soccer, we have a 4-division soccer team. In basketball, we have division championship medals that the 1 and 2 teams will get for those. Something a little bit different there. And then, as you can see, we'll call all the parents before the first game, before the last game, or the practice. T-ball usually start earlier. Have them run through the parent tunnel to Eye of the Tiger smoke machine. It's a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen it before, kids love it. They always look forward to that last day. All right, I think that's my time. I got Mr. Will Lofton coming up.
Check. Can you hear me back there? How we doing tonight? I don't believe it. How we doing tonight? Okay. My name is Will. As Aaron just said, been working with him here at I-9 for the last 3.5 years. Moved here with my family. Kia and Shiloh right here. Eat pizza from Illinois. 3 years ago, coached AAU basketball. Did a lot of training with them before too. I moved out here. Fell in love with this because it was really just all about teaching. and the kids getting better and having a good experience. So I really had a lot of fun with it, and have just had a lot of fun growing with them as well too, as we've been able to influence more and more people and more children with a different kind of culture we're presenting sports with, where it's not always about the win, 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 more about their actual experience and actually if they're getting better at the sport. Really cool place to do that, and really cool place to meet a lot of different people. Our expectations for our coaches, speaking of the culture, starting with our uniforms, we really hope want everyone to be there in the uniform we've given out. We got a couple of coaches here, some returners with their shirts on. We ask you to wear your shirt and your name tag to every single session, every practice. Just helps out to make us look better too, because we take a lot of pictures, like Aaron said. Also, and the parents have questions or things like that, you're one of the first contacts that they have. So you being there dressed, your name tag on, so they can actually call you by name, which helps a ton too. Because I mean, if honestly I teach, I always say this: see a lot of kids, a lot of faces, man. I'm gonna have trouble remembering names. So wear your name tags. If they see a lot of people, it's gonna be tough. And it just gives them a better chance to build a good relationship with you. So name tags, uniform, shirts if you have them. If you're having trouble with it, please just let us know. We can always get you one, or replace a name tag if it gets lost or something like that. We even have temporary names, little stickers if you need them. But just make sure you have those on. Also, if you know you're not going to be at a specific session's practice or a game, you got to let us know. Not that you're in trouble or it's going to affect your team standings or anything like that, but just so we can prepare. It really hurts if we don't know and it's your class is at 9 and it's 8:50. We find out you're not coming, so we're scrambling around trying to find a way to get you a coach, to get your team set up, because they're just running around with their heads cut off too. And it just really hurts the imagery and also the kids' experience. So if you can, give us a heads up as early as humanly possible. We understand emergencies happen, things come up. If you can't, we understand. But if you can, just let us know as soon as you can, so we can get the kids covered for the most part, and so we can cover us and yourselves. Contact your parents early. Give them a heads up. We got a template for our coaches that will go out, and you can just put your name in and send it out. Just want to give them the idea that you're actually a human that can be reached and talked to if they have a question about something, or if you can't answer, you just send them to us, but they know who to reach out to on the field, who's going to be with their kid. So make sure they know where you're at. For our sportsmanship medals, make sure you're asking every single week for your site managers to pick those up, looking at your sportsmanship values. As Aaron said, the instructors will go over it in the beginning, or they should be going over it in the beginning of every single class. So your job is really just to pick a kid at the end that you hopefully have seen that behavior out of, or something close to it, and try to give that medal out to them. If you have an issue or problem, again, talk with the instructor. Always, no matter what, talk to the instructor if there's an issue or problem, so we can address it as soon as possible. And that was good. Oh, for those medals, have somebody in mind too. Like I said, look before the end of practice. You'll give it out at the end when the game is ended, right before you give out snacks or something probably. Have somebody in mind that you want to give the medal to, if you can. Try to look at that early. That's a good one. Either way, so we'll roll straight to the games. For our games, we'll have our games right after the practice. As far as the overview goes, we'll have an instructor there. As we just said, they'll call you in and with your teams. Right then and there, we go over our sportsmanship value, as well as intros in the first couple weeks and anything, so you can get the chance to introduce yourself to the class as a coach. And after that, we go through usually an instructor warm-up or some kind of practice, depending on how comfortable you guys are going to be, and as far as how you guys are prepared and what you feel like you're going to be able to do. We like to get you some time in front of your teams though, because we don't want to be as the instructors viewed as the coach. There's a coach appreciation day, and we don't want to end up getting all of the gift cards and the mugs and stuff like that. And you guys are the ones that have volunteered your time, so make sure you take that time. 5-7 minutes we'll give you to run through drills. Just try to give the kids some energy before the games. Talk to them about spacing. That's something big, no matter what the sport is. Even if it's cheerleading, can't even do your routine if you guys don't have space right. So if you're running out of things to talk about or can't think of something off the top of your head, cue some good spacing so you can get past it. Communication, we're looking for, again, sportsmanship, things like that. Something that the kids can latch onto and that they can, again, see that you've taught them something. 90% of the kids you see at our program are going to be beginners, so a lot of times you're their first coach. So think about that when you're in front of them, trying to encourage them. Even if they're not the most skilled players that we have, we do a really good job, I think, as a program and as an organization of making it a fun experience so that they just want to come back and hang out and try it again and play with other kids. In that process, they end up getting better because they get to practice the sport every single week at a decent level with kids that are around their same ability range. So make sure you're giving them energy when you get the chance and not just kind of hanging back on the phone or not only interacting with your kid if you can during the games and practices. Soccer is really easy. Do I have any soccer coaches here tonight? Soccer is really easy. Usually get about one coach at least, at least on the field. We want to limit it to one no matter the sport. I'll say that again probably before this is over. But one coach, if possible, no coaches. We want to try to build some independence in the kids as well while you're giving them the chance to play these sports. Mom and dad won't be able to play with you every time you go out there or if they decide to go to another level and play. So start trying to give them the chance to go out right now. And again, we should be, we should have instructors encouraging them enough to get them in the mood to do it. Usually it works pretty well, but soccer is one where we get a lot of help from the parents, specifically corralling the ball. You're going to get a bunch of kids chasing, a mob of kids chasing one ball in every corner of your field during the game. Every single time it happens that way. So as the parents on the sides, as you guys are in these little booths, you will want to keep the ball in. Like you can't just kind of nudge it in and try to let it go on the tables or out of the field if you can avoid it so the game can keep going. Most of the time you only get about 30-45 minutes no matter the sport for the game. So you want to try to keep it going as much as possible. Instructors will also be doing the same thing, just trying to keep the ball in play for the most part. Sometimes we even have 2 balls for the sport. So if one ball goes out, coach can just throw one in, the game can keep going. Instructor or somebody that's free can go grab a ball, bring it over, and then you kind of keep the process going. We'll go for the littles, we'll go 4 6-minute quarters, breaking for water in between. For coaches, no matter any sport, again, try to keep your water breaks to about 1 to 3 minutes at the longest. Don't spend 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes with the kids kind of hang, because they'll hang out. If you don't say anything, they'll just kind of kick it with their parents on the side or just run around and play tag or something. Try to hurry them back to the field so you can get the game going again, because again, if we're going to get better at the sport, they got to get reps. They got to get opportunities to play, to make mistakes, to do well, to all that stuff has to happen. So we got to encourage them to get in the field 1 to 3 minutes, especially if it's an indoor sport, depending on where you're at, to get them back on the field. They should be ready to go. The older kids will go for 4 8-minute quarters, a little bit longer because they're older. But again, same rule. Try to keep the breaks as short as you can. Keep them moving. We don't have goalies for the younger kids. Sometimes we'll use goalie boxes. But we'll go 5-on-5, no goalies. For the older kids, it's 7-on-7 with goalies. Depending on your numbers, I want to say that if you got small numbers, don't use a goalie because you'll have 1 kid here, 3 kids out there, or something like that. Get as many kids as you can on the field. If you get field 7 and don't have a goalie, cool. Then that means everyone gets to move. If you do end up having a goalie, just make sure you rotate them so that everybody gets a chance to try the position out. Everybody does, and you have 1 kid just kind of hanging in net the whole game. What else? Oh, no penalty kicks either for soccer. And this is a general rule for all the sports we have under our soccer one. No tackling, pushing, hitting, shoving, violence, overly aggressive play. We want to encourage good competition and good competitive spirit, but just nothing that's going to hurt anybody else. Again, it's not a competitive league, so definitely shouldn't have anybody getting hurt or anything like that. It's about having fun, enjoying yourself, and getting better. Boom. There we go. T-ball and baseball are really similar. They'll have 2 halves, 30-minute practice, about 30-45-minute game, depending on your age group. Obviously, for the T-ball kids, they're going to hit off the tee, and usually only takes 1 or 2 swings for them to make some kind of contact. Try not to give them the chance to run unless they actually hit it into the field. So if it's a foul ball, call it a foul so they can learn something about the game. With the littles, you may spend a little bit more time teaching running the bases. Sounds simple. Again, 90% beginners, though. They're not going to know where the first base is, or the second, or the third, or the order they should go in. You'll have kids run to the soccer field on you if you don't direct them. So practice the first couple weeks at least, having them run the bases so they can get the hang of it or get the idea of it. After that, they should kind of know, and you may have to refresh it, but you should be able to kind of get that through. Every kid will bat during the game itself. Both teams will end up practicing batting and hitting, but every team bats during the game, your whole rotation. So if you have 13 kids bat. Then they switch it over, 13 kids play out in the outfield. Since if you have a bunch of kids, if you don't, just try to fill your positions still too for defense. Don't just sit them out in random spots or have every single kid in the infield. Fill the third base, second base, first base. Try to teach them the positions by giving them a chance to play it. Also gives you a better idea of how to rotate them to different positions so they can get the chance to play multiple things and try multiple things out. But again, the time is going to be the same. every kid bats. At the end of the batting order, we hit the last kid's gonna hit a grand slam. Make sure you rotate the batters too, so that the same kid doesn't hit the grand slam every time. Give kids the chance to do it. There are no scores or outs either for it, so you can just kind of run them through again as quickly as you can. If you get more than 2 times in as far as batting and fielding, great. Usually that's about all you can have time for, about 2 times to rotate each kid, each group. But try to kind of monitor the kids. If you get more out of them, cool. Sometimes you can get a little bit less. They may get tired throughout the day. It's a long sport, and they get to stand around a lot in the sun usually. So try to keep an eye on, again, water breaks, but encourage them to get back to the field as soon as you kind of can. Oh, last thing for baseball, coach pitch. Limit your pitches to about 3 to 5 per batter. After 3 to 5 pitches is get the kid a tee, let him hit off of it. Otherwise, you sit there the whole 30 minutes. And I want to see the kid hit too. I definitely want to see everybody get a chance to hit it right off the pitch. But if it's taking a bunch of time, the other kids are starting to lose out on it because of it. So give the kid a couple opportunities, 3, 5 pitches at the most. 5 is actually a lot. If that doesn't happen, just give the tee, give the chance. Every hit's going to be a base hit too. So make sure every kid's taking one base and hanging there. That way we can also teach how to run, throw to first base, cutoffs, things like that. So again, give every kid a chance to view every position if you can. And basketball is next, my favorite. Movement violations, really, really big deal in basketball. Don't let the kids travel. Don't let the kids travel and run with the ball or anything like that. Encourage them to dribble with purpose, one. Also pass. Get rid of the ball. You pick it up with 2 hands, you got 4 of the teammates that should be open and available to get a pass. Have them pass the ball, encourage that. Spacing also is really big in basketball. Get them spaced out if you can during your practice. Try to get them to drills where they're passing in positions where you want them to pass to each other during the games. It really helps a whole bunch. Also, no jump balls for our littles. We just do rock, paper, scissors to start your game. And also for every tie-up after that. So no jump ball for the tie-ups. We just rock, paper, scissors really quick. Kids love to do it. It goes much faster that way too. Nobody gets hurt or anything like that. For the older kids, we will jump off for the juniors and seniors. And also no free throws for the littles. We shoot free throws for our older kids. Great chance to teach boxing out and rebounding for them. Also form shooting at the free throw line. They get a chance to affect the game, actually score points, even if there's a kid that may not necessarily get a whole lot of chances to do so during the game. So give them that opportunity, and remember just teach your actual lining up too. So I've seen that too. Some kids will do the free throws, but we don't line the kids up correctly or try to line them up. So if you can, if you know how to, if you don't, look it up really quick on Google or email me. I'll send it to you, show you how to do it. Have the kids line up correctly so you can actually teach, again, as much as you can for any of the sports as possible. You want to give them a realistic experience if you can, depending on the situation and the age group. Last but not least, flag football. There we go. Pockets are taken down for flag football. Site managers will all have pockets on hand, or not pockets. I'm sorry, tape on hand for the pockets. So if you don't have anything or you forget, just go out there and see them. Take your pocket down. Mouth guards for basketball and football as well. Those will also be available for sale at the site managers canopy. We look for referees. We'll look for blocking and flag guarding the most of everything with the little kids. So watch it. Make sure they're not like grabbing their flags. Talk to them in the huddle. Make sure they're not reaching for the flag or for blocking purposes. If I'm gonna score and I'm running, Aaron's running behind me, he can't cheer next to me so close that he stops another kid from reaching to get my flag. That'll be a penalty as well. Talk to your kids about those things. Pass interference as well. It's going to be a ref's call. Just tell the kids to play the ball first, not tackle the guy. It's flag football, obviously, so we shouldn't be getting any tackling anyway. Blitzing, we do allow blitzing for all of our age groups. The distance just changes depending on which one. So younger kids will be about 7 yards back in order to blitz. Older kids are 10. We do that just to give the quarterback a chance to get the ball off and get a good chance to read the play. And it usually takes about that long for them to run in. So it works out pretty well. If there's an issue or it's becoming a problem, talk to your instructor about adjusting the distance if need be, but usually it works pretty well if you have to have it. Our younger kids, both groups, if your quarterback is being pursued, he's allowed to run with the ball to protect himself. But still, as a coach, you should definitely be encouraging our athletes to stay in pocket and make good decisions. Give them a short route to throw to, if you can, one of your emergency routes or something like that. Practice that with them so they actually learn how to play the position instead of just pulling it down trying to score. every single time. Because again, instead of worrying about the score for any of the sports, we worried about getting good repetitions in it and actually learning how to play the sport the right way, depending on the position and the situation that they're in. Coins. We do a coin flip at the beginning to decide the possession. Also, double possessions always go to the offense to make that easy as well. And last but not least, for coaches on the field, remember we encourage you to get your kids out there on their own. If you have to be on the field, no matter the sport, the last thing I'll say is make sure you just don't affect the game. Yeah, I get hit with a ball sometimes every once in a while because I'm in there running around with them. But if you can't avoid it during the game, try not to affect the play in a way where it changes it or scores directly for a kid. That doesn't really help them a bunch. Again, soccer, definitely try to corral the ball in. Don't kick it into the net for the kid. But if you see a team maybe pushing forward a lot more than the other team, maybe you could nudge the ball more that way, give them a chance to move the ball in a different direction. If you see it, getting it held up. Also, same for football. Encourage the ball to be spread around. If you have one guy that's killing at quarterback, try to rotate the kids so somebody else can get a chance. Maybe the other kids can get a different look at how to play defense against somebody who maybe not as good. But other than that, man, thank you guys very, very, very much. Wouldn't be possible without your energy and effort. Appreciate everything, and definitely remember, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, reach out to us. We got a raffle coming up, and Aaron's got some more talking to do. Thank you again.
All right, guys. So it's a lot of information, I know. Hope you guys absorb some. I always forget a few different points as I'm running through my spiel. A couple more things thought of. The jerseys. So if you have a player, jerseys, they tend to run a little bit larger. So if you guys ordered a small, but you really need an extra small, just bring it back to our canopy, and our site manager will just swap them out for you. We always have extras on opening day for all the sizes, including your coach's shirts. If you need a bigger size, smaller sizes, we have extra sizes, so we can take care of that for you on opening day. If a parent has that, just send them back to the canopy. We'll just swap it out for you. Try to do as much as you can to learn players' names. That's why I asked you if you can write down the jersey number next to the roster, because again, those name tags are going to come off, and you should really just try to. It makes coaching a lot easier when you can know the person's name, and they'll be able to respond to you a little bit better. Snack sign up, that's a big one. So on the website, when you get your schedule on Friday, when it's you'll check out your schedule on the right-hand side. It'll say sign up for snacks. We always recommend that you guys, as coaches, sign up for week 1, and that's just to make sure that the kids have a snack. It's also a good opportunity to announce to all the parents, hey parents, there is a snack sign-up sheet online. When you check your schedule, pick a week that's convenient for you, click the button, it'll sign you up for snacks. It sends you a reminder, tells you how many players are on your team. It does a nice job with that. So make sure everyone's doing their part and contributing, sign up for snacks so that the kids have something nutritious, to hydrate afterwards and to eat right after their game. They always look forward to it after they do that team break. So let's just remember and remind the parents to do that. One other thing, allergies. Yeah, on the email that you guys should have got that was in the coach meeting. In that template email, it does say for allergies, if there's any allergies on the team, contact you guys as coach, and that way you can get the word out to the rest of the parents. So when you guys, we ask that you contact the parents by Wednesday of next week. So the template email you should have got, we're going to be posting this video online, and also putting in all the documents that were attached to those links, so you'll have them. Feel free to just copy and paste that email into a new one, change the few items in red there with your names, and everything, all the other information is good to go there. But it basically has the weather hotline stuff, the sign up, the allergies. If there's an allergy, if someone comes back and says, yeah, I have a peanut allergy, make sure to communicate that to your team. Obviously you'll bring the snacks on week 1, so weeks 2 through 7, communicate that to the parents so they know about it. And I think that is about it. Any general questions that you guys might have? Nobody? Wow. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. It means a lot that so many people are here and, curious to see what we have to say, and it'll just make you, that better, more informed on opening day.